Welcome in, everyone. We are back for the new week. I don't know where I was going with that. Um, Congrats to Alex on getting first, and Fantasy for getting second, and thanks Mac for the lurk. I appreciate all lurkers. I am usually a lurker. We are starting on bag 9 today. Was very productive and got all my things done early this morning. Since I had to take Fantasy to the ortho for her checkup. They just wanted to see how she had progressed in physical therapy and stuff like that. So we did that this morning and we're up early and moving about. And I realized as soon as I pressed go live that I forgot to open up Firebot. So that's why some of the redeems didn't really do anything, because absent-mindedness. I did finish the cross stitch as well this morning. I posted a picture in Discord of it. Okay, we have a little tidbit thing right away. It says the cat fills a very important role in keeping the village free from mice and other pesky rodents. It seems only fair it should receive a little bit of milk for its efforts. So the kitty has a little bucket of milk. Um, I need to go through my colors and whatnot and see which ones I need for the stitch along next month with Carrot. So that's probably what I'll do today is put away the colors from this one and get out the ones for that one. So we put a little candle there. I know, it's such a cute little kitty. Ooh. I think the horrible nights of sleep for the last week and a half are finally trying to catch up with me, and maybe in the next night or two I'll finally be like and crash and actually sleep the whole night. But we shall see. On the bright side, I've been getting a lot of reading done because there's nothing else to do in the middle of the night when you don't want to get out of bed. Capybara, capybara, capybara. But her ortho was very happy with her improvements in the mobility in her arm, and we just have to go back in January to do another checkup, because she's only got, he said, about maybe 5 or 6 degrees left till she's all the way out, extending her arm all the way out. And he asked what the physical therapist said, and I was like, well, he said they were both good because, they both see the same ortho, so we kind of double it up and talk about both kids at both appointments usually, because the issue with both of them is genetic, so it kind of overlaps with both of them. Um, but he did say he asked what the physical therapist said, and I was like, well, he said both the physical therapists said they were good to just do the stuff at home, and the kids said, do it once or twice a week, the exercise that the physical therapist gave them, and he's like, no, every day. Thank you, Mal. I hope you're having a good day. And he was like, no, they need to do the exercises every day. And he's looking at her you hear me? Their ortho is funny though. I like him. And I was like, well, do you want to see the boy, you know? And he was like, not unless you think I need to. And I was like, no, he seems to be doing all right for now. And he's like, okay, just keep doing the exercises. And if he does need to be seen, just double team it. Just bring him in at the same time. He's like, just make one appointment. Let them know I said it's okay to bring both of them, and then just come like that. Okay, Alex. Everybody's having issues with their internet. Listen, these internet companies need to get their crap together. Yeah, that looks right. So we have this little recessed windows, and then we have our little plants. Another little bee. I did message Wargaming about whatever code he uses, and he sent me a link back. I was trying to finish up the cross stitch yesterday, and then I had appointment and stuff this morning, so I haven't looked at it to fix it. But I intend to do that today as well. Because I don't really have anything planned for the rest of the week, so. And then next week, the boy has his cyber camp for his cybersecurity camp. Um, so the streams will be a little wonky next week, like maybe like 10 to 2. That way I don't have to I hate raiding and running. And this gives me a little leeway, on time and stuff. And then to get there and pick him up. So I think that's going to be the plan for next week. And I will put that in Discord. That next week plans to be like a wonky time. Because he's in class from like 8:30 to 3:30. It's about 20 minutes away. Plus, I don't want to get there like right when they're letting out. And it is on base, so just in case there's something wonky at the gate, which I'm sure they would understand, but it doesn't mean I can't, do my fair share attempt to, you know, try to avoid that. Ooh, we got another sticker. Sticker number 11. And it is one that's on both sides, so we need this. There's a little pole in here somewhere. There we go. Oh, there it is. I was like, I put my little brick separator thingy somewhere. I want it like this. I'm gonna zoom in a bit so oh no, wrong one direction. Okay, just so I can see like which way they want the sticker. Mac, this would be a good set to go with your castle you're building. The little village outside of the castle. Of course, if you're building it as kind of like part that's in the castle, then it would just be duplicate. There we go. it needs to go in more, but I got it. So we have that sticker. It's the same on front and back, so looks like a spoon. And one of you guys. Welcome in, Crazy. Congrats on third. Have I ruined store-bought Muddy Buddies for all your coworkers? So last week, one of Crazy's coworkers brought in like the Muddy Buddies you can buy in the store. And if you don't know what Muddy Buddies are, they're Chex cereal, any type of Chex cereal, with a cup of chocolate, half a cup of peanut butter, half a cup of butter, and you melt that together. And then you put in a teaspoon of vanilla and you coat the Chex cereal in that melted mix and then put powdered sugar on top of them. They sell them pre-made in the store, but they don't taste the same. They're not great. And they were like raving about how fantastic they were. And he was like, nah, you got to have the real thing. And so I made him some to take to work today. I may have destroyed store bought Muddy Buddies for everybody. You have returned. Welcome back, Alex. I hope your week has been going well so far. Goomies, I love you. I love driving around the suburbs of St. Louis and having worse signal than I do in the sticks. Listen, I talked about that last time. We lived about an hour and a half from the Canadian border, literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, you would have had to drive a half an hour basically in any direction to get any real civilization. And we had like the best internet ever. And when we moved here to what is a pretty, it's not like, okay, so Little Rock is a big city. We are a suburb kind of in the general area of Little Rock. But we're pretty big. Like, the graduating class at the local high school is over 2,000 kids. Like, we are big. And we had worse signal than we did out there. Like, worse internet. It made, like, no sense. Since we've moved here, they've gotten better internet, but I still don't think it's as good as we had in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy how that kind of happens. I feel you, Alex. I felt fine this morning, and then I went and took Fantasy to the doctor, and then I had to stop at the craft store on the way home to pick up the last color I needed. And I'm like trying to get out the car, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go home and put a patch on. Like, I don't know what happened in between. It's not like I ran a marathon in between. But my hip was like, no, thank you, ma'am. We're going to need you to stop doing whatever the hell you're doing. But mine doesn't feel like it's going to snap. It feels like it's going to slide out of the hip socket. I get the best way I can describe it is like if you move a certain way, it almost feels like air is like in the socket instead of my hip, like it's trying to come out. I'm in West Plains, Missouri, so not that far from Arkansas, but looking at a house in St. Louis. Are you looking to move? Because moving with Lego is an interesting excursion. I've done it several times. There's lots of tape and bubble wrap involved. Are we back to the knife from bag 8? Okay, I keep putting this knife in other places because you know the knives come like the keys or the wands, two in a. Yeah, it's never right. I tripped over the cat last October and wound up, what did they call it? A tibial fracture. So, like where your tibia at the top, the very edge where it becomes your knee, I cracked it right there on the back side where you wouldn't see in an x ray. You only saw it in the MRI. And I was on crutches for like 8 weeks and then slow up till I could walk again. And it's still like I go to move some days and I'm like, it just doesn't feel right. Okay, I put the knife back in that other little piece. So now I gotta find where I stuck that piece though. Because I was like, I'll just, put everything together. Because I know what I'm doing. Not. What? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I have bursitis and sciatica in my nerve or in my hip from an accident I did a long time ago. But and I guess not necessarily from the accident, but from the way I walked after the accident. I think it's from over. Yeah, like that's what it is. Like I always check. My left side is my good side. So like sometimes my knee or hip will hurt on the opposite side from like overcompensating, like leaning more on that side. So I totally understand that. Oh, listen, really? Okay, you came off there. So we have a knife on this one, but I think this is supposed to be like the inside, like the kitchen wall. Yep. So it'll be this kitchen wall here. So the knife makes sense because kitchen. And then on this side we have a spoon because again, kitchen. And all the cheeses. So many cheeses. Listen, chronic pain sucks monkey balls. Followed closely by, "You're too young. I didn't realize that kind of stuff had an age limit." Or an age minimum, I should say. "You're too young. I don't think this matters in this context. I don't think it applies, but sure. We'll go with that." Nope, don't do that. You need to put this in between. So I have the Brontosaurus pattern for crochet, and I have the white color to start it, and I put the other two colors I need in my Amazon cart because they did not have them at Michael's today in like the type of yarn I needed. So we'll have that. I mean, we can start it, but then we have like more to do with it later. Oh no, it didn't want two; it just wanted one. Okay. It doesn't hurt at all. So I did this and this and sometimes I am not excellent at it by any means. So last April, not April this year, April last year. Um she came to visit me for the total eclipse because I literally all we had to do was go in my front yard and we put out patio chairs and we could watch the total eclipse from my front yard. We were like 2 minutes of totality or something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we don't see anything on any of the scans about why you're having the pain, which is code for it's all in your head. Like you're making it up. I had to get I had to get my primary care manager years ago to write in my file that I am not pained. I am not drug seeking. I literally have chronic pain, but I also have a thing where I metabolize drugs really fast. And so there's no point in giving me narcotics. Like, people who are drug sitting want narcotics, right? I don't want narcotics because they don't do anything more than Tylenol or Advil. Like, plus I have like the pain I have is like in the bone. And stuff like Vicodin and stuff doesn't really help with that. And I have like nerve damage, which again, it's not going to do much for. So he had to write in my file that I have whatever it's called, where you metabolize things fast, and that I'm not drug seeking, because people would like, oh, you just want drugs. No, I want the pain to go away, but I would prefer if we found a way that didn't involve drugs because they don't work for me. I would like the opposite of drugs. I would like a conclusion to this mess. But yeah, she came and she crocheted. Her Twitch name is Steal Your Heart. Let me do the shouty outs. I have to hunt and peck type like this, so it takes me a second. Um, she came and then so she taught me to crochet. I had crocheted before, but like, you buy those kits. It gives you like just the crochet needle you need, or whatever type of thing, because they have all different kinds of kits. But it had like the book and how to make this specific scarf. So I learned to make that specific scarf, and I made like 10 of them and then I stopped. But she taught me how to make the amagurui, whatever, the little plushy animals. And so I can crochet a little bit. So sometimes I crochet, but I also do like diamond dots and cross stitch. And listen, everybody in the crafting community has a little bit of the tism. It's just which kind. Have fun. And so we do everything. We do a little bit of everything. Hopefully, the house is what you're looking for. But yeah, so I have a big diamond dot sorted that we can work on to, I don't know. We have the things, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. No? Yes, because the other one's done a different way. I meant to put this down there. Woohoo! Alex, hopefully, like, I know you're not going to get like an answer like, oh, this, whatever. Like, that's going to make everything just perfect. But if you can get like an answer that makes sure you get the assistance he needs, and not just this kind of like, nope, nothing's wrong. Nope, we don't know what, he's fine. You know what I mean? Like, because these kind of assessments isn't like, we have a cure, like, because that's not how this type of thing works. But an answer that then leads to being able to get him the help that will help him, like in school and all that kind of stuff. Okay, it wants us to do this. Hey, trying to get out of line. And then this. Ooh. Right, like, it's gonna hopefully give you an answer that you can at least like use. And I have heard from a lot of people, like, not personally here, but like you read online about people trying to get that kind of assessment and diagnosis, and it's hard as hell to get a diagnosis. It either takes forever, or people are reluctant to diagnose it as that. Well, I don't want to diagnose them like that or give them that label. But I think a lot of people have like convinced other people, if you say it loud enough and often enough, people will believe you. Um that, oh, it's horrible to give them a label. You don't want to give them a label. But if the label is needed to get them the help that they need, then yes, I do want the label. Like, you know, I get it. I hate too that everybody needs to be put in some little box, but sometimes that's the way it works. And in this case, to get the assistance that he needs that label. And labels aren't necessarily bad in every circumstance. Okay, I think that's more than 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 10. Yeah. They're gonna label him. But like, just because a label has a bad connotation for that person in their mind doesn't mean it's like that for everybody. Like, sometimes you need to be formally diagnosed or given a label in order to get the things you need. And that's how it is in this case. He needs that proof confirmation label in order to give him the things he needs, which will in turn allow him to have a better future. Like, the label in this case is not a bad thing. Yeah, that's how I want to do that. Yeah, because otherwise, then you do get a label that's bad. Oh, they're just a troublemaker. They just don't pay attention. They're not listening. But no, because they didn't get the help they needed, because they didn't have the label they needed, then you get the bad label. And what bugs me is oftentimes the people bitching about the thing aren't don't even have any like business complaining about it because it doesn't affect them at all. They're offended on somebody else's behalf. Like, please shut up and leave me alone. I'll worry about me, and you can worry about me when I ask for your assistance. Those people who are under the impression that nobody knows how to speak up for themselves, so they have to do it. Like, no, ma'am, trust me. If I want to make a fuss, I'll make a fuss. So we have this little shelf. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be like a canister, maybe, and then like some more cheeses and a cup. Ah! Oh, that was the milk. And maybe, I don't know where this one came from. Oh, please. I'm on 152. No, that one's still there. Sorry. I know where this one fell from. This white one. It's the kitty milk. But I have this yellow dot. I'm like, where did that come from? And I thought maybe in the bucket on the stove, but I don't think so. But let me make sure. It is. Oh, it's the pot. I was looking at the wrong one. There we go. Okay. Uh no, like the white one was the little kitty milk. The yellow one was like the pot on the stove. I guess like your processing cheese. You know, like they're cooking the cheese, making the cheese. I'm not real sure how you make cheese. So I don't cooking it process like maybe it's like the boiling of the milk to make the cheeses. No, no, not that. No, my guess is this is I think supposed to be like the cheese shop. You know, like this is the little cheese stand. I think this is like the actual like cheese shop where like they make the cheese. Yet no potty in here. No bathroom. No bathroomy things. Why didn't you just have me double it right from the start? Why make this like 8 steps? Sometimes I wonder about Lego. Listen, I don't doubt in this time frame when this would have been around that they did that kind of thing. And you know what? Some weirdos today probably still do it. But no, not me. I don't want anything to do with that kind of a scenario. Like the myth that if you pee on a jellyfish sting, it like makes it hurt less. Listen, I'll deal with the pain. You're not peeing on me. No, thank you. I'm good. Okay. Then do it all again, okay? I have children. I've been on enough for a lifetime. I'm good. One, two, four. Okay. This on top of this to give us a little more. So this is supposed to be Crazy's 4-day weekend, but I believe he has a meeting on Monday, so it's not. I don't remember. I'm gonna push this forward a little bit, and then we gotta find all the bricks. So my birthday is at the end of the month. Did I miscount? Yes, I did. Brick kid tax. Okay, we'll do that then. And I made sure I had that up into the right step. This is where we're at on our brick tax. A bazillion of these, so let's find a corner first. Your corner. Anyway, my birthday is at the end of the month and it falls on a Thursday, which is a streaming day. So, what kinds of things would we like to see added to the stream for funsies for the lay birthday? I'm going to do the brick, biddies to unbuild and the little resin kits again, just because I like them. But is there anything else we would like to see slash do on the birthday celebration? I was like, did I mess up one of these? Yes, I did. Way back here. But that's okay. It's just a corner piece and I didn't realize it because they look very, very similar. So, that was this step. Put all those edges on across the front and up this side. And then it says we go to bag 2. So I am going to get that out while I'm thinking about it. There's the box. No, your bag 4. That's not right. Snickety snackety and hydrate. And Dobby ears. Okay. I have them right here. I am semi-prepared today. Mostly prepared. I don't know. I feel like I can never be fully prepared. Whoop. Okay, we need snickety snackities. No one caught the cottony. Have fun lurky lurkin'. Okay, back to this. Okay. 8 of these. 4 more of these. 2 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I was like, did I miscount again? Yeah, this is definitely the end of the bag because that's all the pieces that were left. Okay, dos. So we're all through the steps on this page, and if it goes to the next page, then we'll, do the second one before we turn the page. Nope. Now this piece. But yes, Alex, I hope that you get some kind of answer tomorrow. And it probably won't be right away, but you know what I mean? Like that tomorrow leads to some kind of, at least some kind of answer or potential help for both you and for Joe. Because it's true, it'll help you both, even though it's his diagnosis. Having more help or more answers can only help the both of you. The stress of not knowing or Like knowing but not being able to get others to agree is can be crazy. So there's one. We have like a little recessed window. Excuse me. Bubbly water is giving me the burpees. Where do you think you're going? So two windows, and we want the recessed part. Yeah, like this. So we got our edges here. And we only had a couple little pieces, and they're like kind of the dot pieces, so that's pretty normal. Reach! Nope, you're the wrong bag. We're both the wrong bag. Hold, please. My bags have staged a coup and are doing whatever they want inside this box. I need bag 10, please. There we go. I believe it's this weekend that is Wargaming's 1 year affiliate anniversary. He's gonna have all kinds of things, so be sure. Thank you, Dusa. Thank you for the worky lurkies. I was what was it? Yours or Yeti's the other day I was lurking in. My brain only wants to remember the color like your name shows up as, or that it associates with you, and then I think it's the same color for both of you. I think it might have been Yeti though. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just like I don't know anymore. Like I don't understand how that works. I just know that's how it works. It's like I don't know how other people remember phone numbers or like numbers in general, but I remember it by the pattern they make, like on the, you have like 789, like a phone or like your computer number pad. Whatever pattern they make on the thing, that's how I remember them. Yeah, like if somebody changed their name color, that's it. I'm like, I don't know you anymore. Who's this new person? A little looks like the end of a piece of wood. Yeah, now you just click their name, but like I remember like numbers based on like the pattern they make on the number pad. Like I don't know why that makes it so much easier to remember, but it does. So I just roll with it. Whatever works. I'm just happy it worked and I remembered. I don't need to try to figure out why or how. I know it's so bad now. Like passwords, why do I got to remember anything? Because the computer just saves it for me. The phone saves people's numbers. I don't know my kids' cell phone numbers. I have to look them up every time I fill out a form and it asks for the kid's phone number. I'm like, hold on, let me look it up real quick. Because I don't have to remember anybody's number anymore. The phone does it. Okay, looks like four on either side. So, be four. And, yep, that's right. Probably. I know my hubby's, and that's probably it. It's bad, but that's true. It's probably like the only number I know by heart that I would use anymore. Like there are other ones I remember, but like they were like landlines, and the people don't live there anymore, so the numbers probably changed, and the numbers from like my childhood. So I'm like, it's probably not like a valid number anymore. Yeah, I don't know my kids. I don't know like my mother-in-law's nothing. Yeah, for um maybe jail purposes, it might be worth trying to remember it. Yeah, possible jail purposes. Listen, it makes perfect sense to me. I understand. 6, 10, and 4. 7, and 2, 9, 3, 4, 5. Should be the last one of those. Last one of those. I need more. Yep, there we go. It may not make complete sense to other people, but I get it. If I could possibly land in jail, who would I want to remember the phone number to call? And you're like, I'm gonna need you to get my cell phone, please, because I don't know anybody's name or anybody's number anymore. It's hard to get in trouble now because like you have nobody to call because you can't remember anybody's number. Like, sir, I'm sorry. Like, who honestly remembers their any phone numbers anymore? So we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Um, like kids don't know how to mail envelopes anymore or sign checks because nobody does that anymore. Hope I did that kind of wrong. No, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Can't read an analog clock either. Yeah. Um, my daughter will be in 11th grade, so at some point they taught them like how where a stamp goes on an envelope and like where you put your address and where you put the other person's address and things like that, and how to write a check because some places still take check, like our water company. If you want to pay on like an auto pay type thing, they charge you a fee every time to use like your credit card. So if you don't want to use your credit or be charged that fee, then you need to write a check and like put it in the drop box with your bill, or like go in with a check and hand it to them. So they were like in the one class they taught them like how to do those things. Welcome in, crazy. I know you, I said it before, but I assumed you were lurking before. Hydrate, okay? Yeah, like our water company, they do it kind of like you can pay and then take the fee online, or they have they've kind of like a drive through, for lack of a better way to explain it. So like the water company is here and you can, they have a parking lot and so you can park and go in, or they've made like a lane where they have a drop box and they have envelopes like in a rainproof container, so you can drive up into that little like space, put your like your part of the water bill so they know who's paying it, and the check in the envelope, and then put it in the drop box for like so you don't have to get out the car. And that's what I usually do. I do it while I'm like doing other errands. So like I'll go to the grocery store, I'll do the little drive through, have it all ready, kind of a deal. And I did see your other redeems, crazy. I'm just trying to finish this step since I already got the pieces out. Um, but yeah, and sometimes like just certain things are like we would like a check. So it is still like a valid thing to know how to do. Our trash company is paid, what is it with? It's, I think it might be, trying to think of what it is. It's paid with something else. I don't remember. It may be the water. Like the water and trash company may be like, I don't remember now. Now I feel like so silly for not remembering, but I can't. I know it is with something else, like you pay them together. Um, okay, so I did the stretch. Now we got to do. I finished my cross stitch. I don't have any ready. You're gonna have to have your points back. Channel points. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like you pay, like when you pay, we pay one bill. It's really paying like that bill plus the trash company. Like they go together. There we go. Reject. Complete all. And I want to, maybe it's like water, sewer, and trash or whatever like that, but like they kind of go together. Um, bill wise anyway. Like it's not a separate bill for our, we don't get a separate bill for our trash and whatever. It's combined with something. And now it's going to bug me until I remember what it is. We're going to have ads in about 45 seconds. They will go for 3 minutes and then we'll be back for another hour. If you have Turbo, No ads because that's the point of Turbo. Um, and if you are subbed, you don't get ads. That is not a ploy to sub. That's just how it works. And I can't find this piece. Did I use it the wrong piece somewhere else? Probably. Um, I do not build during the ads. That way nobody misses anything. Sometimes I will like hunt for pieces, but that's about it. Okay, no, I did not use it somewhere else. Did I bump it into my lap? That's a possibility. Or is it hidden underneath something? Well, I don't see how it could be hidden, but yeah, I think most cities have. Yeah, that's what I think it is. It's like water, sewer, trash all together. Well, there are two different water companies in our area. We found that out when we moved into the house because we were trying to like call to figure out like yeah, no. Nobody wants to do that themselves. Um we were like trying to get all the utilities set up and we called the one water company and they were like, "No, that's not us." Like when we gave them our address. So, where did this brick go? It's not one you can really miss, and I don't. Did I do this right? I guess is the better question. Yes. Yes, I did. I don't I don't know where this piece went. Make sure I didn't like scoot it underneath somewhere. Make sure I'll stand up and make sure I didn't like it didn't get in my lap and I don't realize it. Cuz sometimes that happens. Like it comes to the edge of my desk and then I wind up with it in my lap or in my blanket. Nope. Well, that's not kosher. Come on. Maybe we'll see at the end if they just gave me like the wrong color. Let me see in my extras if maybe I have that color. I guess it would be that color and that size, really. Let's see. Haha, I do. So we'll just use that for now. Maybe I'll find it later. I don't know. It is a common color slash brick, so that'll work for now. Yeah, that's the same color. That'll work. Maybe I'll find it on my desk later. I don't know. On the floor. I didn't hear it fall, but that doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. We're almost back. Welcome back, everyone. But yeah, Deuce, I think that's how it is here. It's like water, power, sewer together. And I do know that when we were moving here, we were like calling around, to get all the utilities set up. And we called what we thought was the only water company. and gave them our address, and they're like, "Oh no, you're not with us." And we're like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, there's two water companies. You're with the other one." And I was like, "I didn't think the area we lived in was like big enough to have two water companies, but okay." Um, and it's weird. Like we have two trash cans and a recycling can, but if we use the second trash can, they they will charge you because you're really only paying for like one trash can and one recycling can a week, which like makes sense. If they're taking more garbage, you have to pay more. But it's kind of weird then that we have a second trash can, and maybe it was like the previous owners asked for it, you know what I mean? And that's why we have the two trash cans. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, ours offers recycling, which is great because we try to recycle like as much as possible. Whether they wind up really recycling it or like just trashing it at the recycling plant, I don't know, but I do my best to recycle, as much as possible. Okay, so I don't know where that brick went, but I had another one like in my extras bin. Yes. Yeah, we do that. We attempt to recycle as much as possible. And I say attempt because, like I said, I don't know if when they get it at the recycling company and they're going through it, they're like, nope, nope, nope. You know what I mean? I don't know how that, like works on their end. Like I follow the little like code on the packaging that says whether it's recyclable or not, but yeah. So I try to like recycle as much as possible. And we've lived places where like they didn't recycle glass, which I was like, I feel like glass and cardboard and like newspaper like the easiest things to recycle, but they didn't take glass. I guess when we finally asked about it, they were like, because of like the glass breaking, they didn't take it as like a safety thing. And I was like, I guess. Yeah, and I know that too because there's like different levels of plastic. Yeah, it was really weird why they wouldn't take glass. And I was like, um, I feel like that's probably the literal, like, that cardboard and newspaper, like, the easiest things to recycle, but whatever. I try to use the reusable grocery bags as much as possible. And then when I do get regular plastic bags, I try to save them. And most grocery stores here, like where we live, and I've seen it other places too, have like a box at the front of the store where you can stuff the plastic bags that you've gotten on previous trips. I don't know if they can recycle them down more because I thought they was like basically the end of the line for like recycled plastic, but whatever. Whatever they do with them, maybe they get a discount shipping them back to like the company they buy their plastic bags from. I don't know. But I just try to stuff them in there. But I do try to use my reusable ones as much as possible. But sometimes when you run in for like just two items or something, I forget them in the back of the car and don't think about it. I thought it was really odd too, but they did not take glass. Oh, it helps if I read. We have You know, like the diaper genie for babies? We have something very similar. It is like the same kind of concept, layout, whatever, except it's for cat litter, and we use that. And really, since the girl child wanted the cat, it's her problem. Yeah, the cat genie. And then I buy like the generic Target bags, refills, because like the name brand refills, you get like one container for like, I don't know how much it is anymore, but the Target version, you get two for the same price. The two refills for the same price. So I just buy the Target generic, the Up and Up brand or whatever it is. Yeah, like the Target ones, you get two of exactly the same thing. So I just buy those. They work. We've never had a problem with them. So I just roll with it. Did I put that one too far up? I must have. I thought I looked at that right, but I guess not. And now we're in the weird thing where you can't like get them off. Ooh, there we go. I hate when you think you're getting underneath of it and then nope. There's one. There's two. There we go. This will be easier to get off. Yeah. I'm like, no thanks. I don't need to pay that much. But yeah, she wanted the kitty, so she has to scoop the litter.